Welcome to the Games Freezer.
Hello, this is Richard here from Games Freezer, and this is our 10-minute taster for Yonder, the Catcher Chronicles. Now this game it's a mix of things in my opinion. You've got a bit of Zelda in there, you've got a bit of Harvest Moon, you've even got a bit of Farmville thrown in there. You've got a lot of exploration but no combat. So that's the interesting thing for me there. So it's a no combat game, but it's got a great game world that you'll see in a moment, that you can dive into and explore to your heart's content and discover a whole new set of animals, plants, and a whole crafting aspect to the game as well. It's really interesting take on the genre. So we start here. I've created my character and it plunges us into the preface of this story, as you find yourself on a boat, and you're going across the sea on this boat, and you're looking to get to a place called Gamir, and the Gamir is the name of this island that you will eventually end up on, that you'll explore. So this opening scene is just a setup to that really, just looking to sort of introduce you to the mechanics of the game as well. At first, when I sort of came across this game, I've got to admit my first thought was, he looks kind of odd when he's running, he or she's running, depending on your character. That was my first thought, but I've actually got used to it now and it's quite endearing, and the way that animation works. And you do find yourself doing a lot of walking around in this game as well, so that's something you'll get used to pretty early on. So you're on this ship, you've got different characters on the ship that you can talk to. There's no verbal dialogue audio that's on the game, but you get these kind of emotive responses that come out of your speakers when they start talking. Not too sure about that. Obviously I would rather have voice acting, but I can imagine that's a whole different budget of game if you're looking to have each character individually voice acted. So it does the job. I mean, and it's in the vein of the Zelda games, you know, just to have dialogue boxes pop up with a bit of dialogue on there. On the ship there's not too much you can do, and it's kind of leading you into this set piece as you go into go onto the island of Gamir. So you got this character here who pops up a lot at the start. Irie, I'm pronouncing that as, and this being or thing guides you and is giving you assistance as to what you should be doing and why you're doing it. So you've got this compass, and the compass is basically giving you an indication of where to go to next within each quest that you take on. So it's a celestial compass. So if you start wandering off doing other things apart from what you are tasked with doing, you can select your compass by pushing up, and you'll get a guiding light that will take you directly to where you need to be, if you follow that light. So you basically can keep yourself on track by doing that. So now we've basically got to the point where your ship has crashed, you've ended up in this cave on this island, and you are now looking to work your way out of the cave Just checking out jumping as I go through there. You're looking to work your way out of the cave and see what you can find, explore. So you can pick things up as you come across them by pressing square. You've got handy on-screen assistance there to let you know. And you're going to do the first thing that you'll do in this game, which is discover a sprite. This one's called Lumi. So these sprites are vital to the game, and you'll get to discover more and more as you go around the island. Because as you'll find out, eventually you'll need those sprites, and a number of them are required for removing something called murk. Now murk has taken over the island, and it's basically like a purple cloud, something evil that's infested itself onto the island, and means that certain parts are inaccessible until you clear that murk. When you come across murk, you'll get this noise that you can hear now. Look, this is the first murk that you'll see. So this is bad stuff for humans. So you need to basically group together your sprites, and they will clear the murk for you. So basically your first sprite is saying we need more sprites in order to clear the murk that's out there. Now as we come out of the cave, we get that beautiful vista. It's a really good introduction to the game, I think. They've done that really well. Obviously with Fallout 3, when you take your first steps out of the vault, that's your big wow moment in that game. And I think they've obviously been influenced by the fact that you're coming out of somewhere underground and dark, and then bam, there we go. So the art style is beautiful in this game. I really enjoy it. It's got some Zelda elements to it, the style, and it's also kind of reminds me a little bit of Firewatch as well. So we've got a bit of that in there. Some lovely colours, really vibrant. So if you pull down on your on the D-pad, then you get a map, which is handy. You get that map straight away, and as you come across different parts of the island, that map will be filled in with the parts that you discover. At the bottom left there, you've got a nice radar, which is really helpful. There shows up on there question marks with places that you haven't discovered yet, and exclamation marks to highlight any particular people to talk to of interest, which is really good. So you'll find yourself using that quite a bit. It's really good, it's really handy. Top right, you've got your current quest or task. I'll phrase them as tasks. There is a lot of tasks in this game where you are required to go and fetch something or make something after conversations with various people on the island. So you'll find yourself doing a lot of that, but you don't need to do that. You don't need to follow the quests. You can do what you want, really. You can just go exploring, picking flowers if you really want to, and you can just explore the island, see what parts there are, secret caves to be discovered, doors. There's all sorts of cool stuff. There's also this geocache. So you discover a geocache, and it's something you can put in the game and leave for other players to find. Now I'm assuming that's other players across the network that are playing the game. I haven't looked into that yet, and I will do, and sort of maybe I'll create another short video on the geocache process. But that's the way I understand it. So I think that's pretty cool. So I could put in some hair dye, which you find quite a bit in this game, to dye your character's hair. I could put some of that in a geocache, pop it down somewhere, and then when someone else comes along in their game, they can discover it, which I think is a really cool touch. So here I'm using the map now to sort of see what's about and where I should go. And I think I'll do a bit of exploring on the beach, see what we've got around here. What do we have? A nice campfire that I'm standing on. Ouch. Let's have a little look around. Now you see the day-night cycles kick in on this pretty rapidly. So what's that? 6:30 at night, 6:45, and the night kicks in, and out comes your torch. It's a nice touch actually. Obviously the music changes and the atmosphere changes as well. It's really effective the way they've utilised that day-night cycle. You'll also get various types of weather throughout your time in the game. One comment I would make is they seem superficial. There's no sort of difference in the way your character behaves within those weather cycles and the day and night cycle. There's no threat obviously in this game because there's no combat. So that's sort of out of the question. So it's more of a visually pleasing aspect to the game with the day-night cycle and the different types of weather. So right, we've got a quest here to find the missing crew. So that's been given to us by the sailor on the beach. So I could do that, or I could just wander and see what else I can locate. That's a nice effect there. You've got the moon in the sky. It's casting a very nice lighting effect. They've really gone to town, I think, with the skylight. Beautiful. Very, very nice to look at. Very pleasing. I mean, so far this game feels to me as something as an antidote to all the other games that I've been playing recently. So I've been playing Doom, Fallout 4, you know, very violent games, very gun focused and taking part in a game within a desolate environment, whereas this just brings a bit of wonder back to you. You kind of you want to go explore, and you know you haven't got any threats within the arena that you're in, so it's quite nice just to wander around and do some crafting, do some trading, which you'll get to do in this game as well. That's a key part. So as you go around collecting flowers, stones, mushrooms, you name it, wood, you'll then be able to collect that up, take it to a local trading post, and they'll be able to exchange your goods for some of their goods. So it's a cool little system they've got there, and I really like the way that works. You'll also come across various types of tools within those trading areas. You might even discover a tool as you chat with different people around the area, and those tools will let you do different things like smash rocks, chop down trees, cut grass, and from doing those tasks you'll also receive further items from your hard work. So what a great game this is, I think. I mean, I've spent probably around 4 hours on this so far, and I'm intrigued to see where it goes, story wise, and the whole crafting and farming aspect to it. There's a part of the game where you'll discover that you're given a farm once you clear some murk, and from that farm you can start populating it with different animals and building it up to its once glorious state. So plenty to get my teeth into with this one. I highly recommend it. I've got to admit, it's reasonably priced. It's a nice game to come home from work, sit down, put your feet up and explore the island of Gamea. Watch out for more videos from me on this one, because I'll be doing a series of videos on crafting, tasks, etc. But for now, I'll leave you and bid you good day as I go back to Gamea. Speak to you soon.
www.gamesfreezer.eu.